What's up, cooks? We have a mixer in the house. The really nice people at Aicok sent me this mixer, and I thought there was something very interesting about it. It has this two paddle system. One's the dough hook and one's like a little pusher for making bread dough. So when I saw that, I was like, I want to test that out, right? A couple people have asked about this mixer, and we have one in the kitchen today, and we're gonna give this our thorough Amy Learns to Cook mixer review. So join me as we do a product test and review of the Aicok Stand Mixer. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank Aicok for sending the stand mixer. You know how many stand mixers we have looked at. And it's so much fun for me to do these reviews, these tests, because I love stand mixers. We are going to judge this stand mixer on the categories that we've judged, all of them. We're going to be looking at the overall look and feel. We're going to be using the whip and whipping cream. We're going to be using the paddle and making cookies, and we're going to be using the dough hook to make some bread dough. I just, again, want to thank Aicok. If you want to take a look at the stand mixer, there'll be a link down in the description. So let's look at the overall look and feel. So this is a 5-quart stand mixer with 500 watts. And my initial reaction to it is it's a stylish looking mixer. It comes in black. That's basically the only color it comes in. But it has these nice, like, chrome accents to it that makes it look really stylish. Now, I can tell you that this is a lightweight mixer. I can just move it around just like that. So if you're looking for something that, for a small kitchen, for your RV, as a side mixer to a larger one, this might be an option. You can move it around easily. It's compact. It's a lot easier to handle and manage than a lot of like big, heavy mixers. It is made out of plastic. It has suction cups at the bottom to hold it down. And it comes with, it's a tilt head. It comes with a pouring shield. And what I like about this pouring shield, it is a C shield, so it pops on and off really easy. It has a nice wide feed. I've used some that have a really narrow feed, and it's basically impossible to use it. It also comes with your standard paddle. Comes with a whip. So what I think that's kind of interesting about this mixer is it has this 2-paddle dough hook system. And this isn't like those classic 70s style mixers that just have 2 beaters that go around. This is a planetary type dough hook, but it also has what I call a pusher. And I'm backwards here. And this helps move the dough around. So it sort of works with the dough hook. So as your classic planetary dough hook goes around, it has this second paddle that helps move the dough around. Isn't that interesting? I've never seen a mixer like that before. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. So my feelings, if you're looking for a lightweight stand mixer, this would be perfect for that. Will I say that this will make like loaf after loaf and multiple loaves of bread? I don't think so. But if you're someone that's just looking to make basic cakes whipped cream, meringue, and maybe some pizza dough and bread dough occasionally, this might be an option. I'm really intrigued about this 2-paddle system with the dough, and I'm looking forward to using that. The only thing I see is the head is just slightly, a little bit clunky on it, but it's not that big a deal. So, you know, I give it an A-. So now we're going to test the whip. So we have the whip on here. We chilled all this stuff, or Boo did. Thank you, Boo.
You're welcome.
Got 2 cups of whipping cream. Ooh, let's rock and roll. Putting a little bit of sugar to sweeten it up. We'll mess around and have butter here in a minute. You come here, you're asking for it, Boo.
No.
Is that tasty?
Tastes like whipped cream. You took almost as much time getting it in my mouth as it did making it. So it took about an even 2 minutes total time on high speed to do what it got to do. So that's reasonable.
I'll give it an A.
Okay.
Now it's time for the paddle. And we're going to make some snickerdoodles. I've been making a lot of peanut butter cookies lately, and I have a whole bunch of dough in the freezer, so we're going for snickerdoodles. So I got 2 sticks of butter in here. This is my classic snickerdoodle recipe. And we're going to put our sugar in here, and then we're going to let it cream. Down real quick. We're going to add some eggs. Doesn't have a scraping paddle, so you got to give it a little scrape.
How's the paddle itself? Is it getting clogged up like some other paddles do? Or
No. Increase the speed quite a bit to get the creaming that I wanted on it. Oops, let me put the vanilla in. I'm backwards, so I don't know which way is on and off. I got a little cream of tartar, some baking powder, and some salts. Stir this up a little bit. And let's rock and roll. And it looks like we have some cookie dough. Snickerdoodles. So the dough, it mixed all the way down to the bottom. There's no unmixed dough down at the bottom. It's combined perfectly well. The only issue I have is, you know, it took a little, I had to raise the speed on it to get it to cream like I really like it to cream. But it did it, and it did it, you know, just fine. I give it a B+. Okay, cooks, let's make some bread. We have some water in here. I have this double dough hook on there. I'm really interested to see how that's going to work. So we have our yeast. This is instant yeast. Putting in our sugar as well. We got some butter. Right? So we're ready to rock and roll. Let's see what this baby can do. Put some salt in here. Interesting action with two of those dough hooks. That's up on 2. Looks like it's working that dough. Seems like it's sort of stretching on both directions. I kind of like that. Yeah, it's a little sticky. little thing is not like bogging at all. It's kind of interesting. My dough is a little sticky.
Yeah, please, put it on too.
Okay, let me get it out on a board. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. We got a really nice dough ball. This thing didn't seem to struggle. I wouldn't put like multiple loaves of bread in it, but I'm really intrigued at the whole double planetary paddle thing. It really surprised me. We have a really nice ball of dough. It's really nicely hydrated. It's little stretchy. Boom, 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 boom. There's your gluten, right? Yeehaw!
And as people can see, you use bread flour, not AP. So.
Yeah. I'm using bread flour. I am really surprised. I kind of like that two paddle action, so I'm going to play around with it some more, but I really liked it. I think it did a great job. It didn't get hot. We ran that sucker for what? 8
to 10 minutes total.
Yeah, and there was like no heat coming out of it. I mean, it's not glamorous. It's not like this big fancy, you know what I mean, kind of mixer. But I'm really impressed on the kneading that it did on this dough. I'm actually really impressed. So for the dough, I give it an A. So my final thoughts. I'm surprised at this little mixer. First off, the overall look and feel. So I'm not judging this based on like a $300-400 mixer. This mixer right now on Amazon is 99 bucks. So I'm judging it based on a $100 mixer, based on all the other mixers that I have used in this price range, because I realize that not everybody wants to or is able to buy a more expensive mixer, but they want something that will do basic jobs to get them started. What's great about this little mixer is it's lightweight. You can move it around. The look and feel, I gave it, an A-. I think it's, stylish. I think it's everything that a small compact mixer you would want in it. The only issue I found sort of with the overall look and feel after using it is the tilt head on it is a little clunky. I don't think it's going to break, but it's slightly clunky on the tilt head. I mean, the tilt head could be smoother. That's the only real issue I saw with that. With whipping, it did a great job. It made whipped cream. I don't have any, anything to say, but it did the job, and it did it within, the same amount of time that everybody else did it. Every other kind of mixer I have used. The only issue I saw in the cookies is it didn't quite cream as well as I wanted to. I think the paddle there's slightly more space between the edge of the bowl and the paddle, and I had to scrape it a few times, but not only that, I had to really turn it up to get it to the creaming consistency that I'm used to, and that's not that big a deal. Just turn it up a little bit, right? It's an inexpensive mixer, but that is something to be aware of. You're probably going to have to put a little bit more power. This thing has it. It had no problem with that, but you're not going to be able to you need to raise the speed up to really get a good creaming on it, and you might have to scrape it a couple times. As for the bread, I'm really surprised. I was wondering how that 2-paddle system would work. I knew it wouldn't be like the, this kind of beaters, but it's basically a double planetary. And I think that extra little paddle, it really helped in moving the dough around and just sort of getting a knead on it. I think it did a great job. Now, do I think that you can do, huge batches? No, I don't think you can do huge batches. But if you want to make a single pizza dough recipe, or this was about a 3.5 cup flour bread. So, you're talking like, 1.5 pounds, maybe a little under that, maybe between 1 1/4 or something like that. And it did a great job. It kneaded it perfectly, and we ran it for quite some time, and it handled it. There was no issue with the motor bogging. I think the only time I really had the motor bogging is when we did the cookies and I had it down lower. But when I raised the speed on it, we overcame that and we got the creaming. We didn't have any bogging going down. I didn't have a lot of moving around on the tilt head, none of that. And I really find that double planetary paddle is kind of interesting concept, and I think it did a really good job. You're not going to get, like this super fantastic performance with multiple batches of anything in this mixer. I wouldn't do that. So for a small, inexpensive, single batch, like I said, mixer, it gets my thumbs up. So I just want to thank Aicok for sending this mixer. I had a lot of fun, and that 2-paddle system is very interesting to me. I'm going to try that out some more and see what I can do with it. But I really appreciate it. If you want to take a look at this mixer, links are in the description. If you like this video, please subscribe below, leave me a comment and a like, and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. You can also catch me on social media at Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook, and join my Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Amy Learns to Cook, and on Instagram I'm at Cookin' with Amy.